for the gears they admire, while cement consumes every spark of the fire. But cranes stand like gallows against skies painted blue, as mountain crowds drift in their slow-moving view. Shadows grow heavy like thick pools of tar, hiding the scars where the new buildings are. Sliding some ruins we left out of sight to watch how the city devours the light. Oh, the tower gleams bright like a tooth in the sun. The race for the kingdom has only begun. The roots twist and rise, breaking tiles below. The ledge is still hides an old smile we know. Yes, sunlight burns glass, still it shines like a gem. Pools of tar, hiding the stars where the new buildings are. Sliding from ruins we left out of sight to watch how the city devours the light. Oh, the tower gleams bright like a tooth in the sun. The race for the kingdom has only begun. The roots twist and ride, breaking tiles below. The ledge still hides an old smile we know. Yes, sunlight burns west till it shines like a tin. All the tears at the hand.
Good evening, ladies and gentlebots. Welcome to the MachinistM stream. How's everybody doing tonight? Now, some of you might be looking for some hard-hitting brick-by-brick action. You won't be getting any of it here tonight. Figured everybody else is covering that very nicely. And honestly, you can only cover douchebaggery from the corporate level so much. So I would prefer to be the breath of fresh air in terms of content. So that being said, let's just jump into it with some nifty tech news. Tonight, to start us off, courtesy of Linus Tech Tips. Oh, let me remember to set things up properly. There we go. So this is Noctua's new thermal transfer system for CPUs and heat management on computers. Some very, very interesting technology that I've kind of been waiting for the last 20-ish years. Yeah, I'll say 20-ish years.
This is thermal paste, at least according to Noctua, who's partnering with Carbice to bring their carbon nanotube thermal pads to market, or at least bring them to the gaming and PC enthusiast market. Carbice actually began shipping these to industrial and space customers almost 10 years ago, which has given them plenty.
Okay, why couldn't we have this sooner? Well, I guess scaling and carbon nanotube is a bit of a bitch to manufacture right now. So if they've got it to the point where it's coming out to the average gamer Joe, they've probably got it at a pretty good production level.
Plenty of time to perfect their performance and their manufacturing. So let's talk first about the advantages. One is super easy installation. Just peel and stick. There's no risk of applying too much or getting poor coverage on the hotspot of your chip. Then, when it's time to clean up, you just pull it off. No mess, no residue. But that's a sales pitch we've heard before, and it usually comes at the cost of performance. How about these? That's where things get a little complicated. Our labs team first got their hands on Carbice thermal pads several months ago, and they found that depending on your setup, you can see temperatures.
I just want to take a look at this. I'm guessing OOCT is carbon tube? Oh, let's keep going.
That are 4, 6, or even 12 degrees worse than a high-performance thermal paste like PTM 7950, available on lttstore.com, or even Noctua's own NTH2. So then how could a company like Noctua, who prides themselves on rigorous engineering, endorse such a poor solution? To find out, we need to travel through time. Through time. Whoa, I'm in the future. Now my CPU has been through many thermal cycles, getting hot while playing games or doing work, and then cooling back down. And Noctua found that after a few thousand such cycles, liquid thermal compounds could actually degrade in performance, and at the same time, Carbice thermal pads could break in, improving in performance to the point where there's a threshold that low performance thermal pad will improve enough and the thermal paste will degrade enough.
Well, that's interesting. It does make sense that your thermal paste will degrade because it is a usually some kind of an oil-based binder with I think usually aluminum oxide in it. Some of the higher end ones are using diamond, but those are very high end and very pricey. But as it breaks, or as it runs over time, your thermal paste is going to be cycling, and CPUs get rather warm. We try and keep it below 80 something degrees Celsius, but they can go hotter, and that thermal cycling will tend to break down any solvents or stuff like grease and oil, especially the light stuff that's being used in PC heatsink stuff, because you don't want to be using a heavy oil because it will tend to eat through delicate polymer stuff that keeps all the electricity on the inside of the board, because that's where you want it. So when it gets outside the board, well, we've all seen where the current PC market is in terms of component cost. That the carbon or the nanotube pad breaks in, that is interesting.
That the pad starts to outperform it. So then, now that you're interested, let's dive a little deeper into how it works, take a look at some other product updates from Noctua, and tell you about our sponsor.
Meter. Meter builds enterprise-grade networks from the ground up. Go to meter.com/LTT to book a demo now. That's meter.com/LTT to book a demo.
Carbon nanotubes, or CNTs, are incredible. They're lighter than carbon fiber, stronger than steel, and more thermally conductive than copper. Unfortunately, they're also pretty much the poster child for advanced materials that promise to revolutionize entire industries and then take forever to go from the lab to the shelf at the local Best Buy.
Carbon nanotubes?
See, for all of their strengths, CNTs have some distinct weaknesses that can make them a little challenging to work with. And the first one is quite literal weakness. While CNTs are flexible, they're also just really tiny, like on the scale of single nanometers. So even if you grow them with multiple layers of walls, you have to take measures to keep them from being damaged. The other big one, which is very important for this application, is their anisotropic nature. In simple terms, moving heat through a carbon nanotube is kind of like moving water through a straw. It goes really well lengthwise, but the walls actually act as an insulator. So, Carbice's solution was to use a tiny, about 50 micrometer thick aluminum substrate, then deposit a dense forest of carbon nanotubes on both sides.
Okay, that's definitely one way of doing things. That means that they can use chemical vapor deposition to grow the carbon nanotubes out, which not the greatest if you want to be making them for structural applications, but for something like this, more than doable.
This allows individual tubes to support each other, kind of like how you can't bend over when you're packed onto a Japanese train, and also helps to ensure that every tube is oriented correctly, either taking a cooler. So far, so good. But there's another problem that is not so easily solved. At a microscopic level, both your cooler and your CPU are covered in imperfections that reduce thermal conductivity. Now, thermal paste gets around this by, flowing into all those little microscopic gaps. But carbon nanotubes, they're solid. They don't flow. So how do they get in there? Two ways. First, they take advantage of the spring-like flexibility of CNTs to sort of bend and stretch and compress, working their way into these tiny little surface imperfections. Carbice can grow their forests to different thicknesses depending on just how uneven the target material might be. Yeah, Intel. Excuse me, sorry. Then they add a polymer coating that helps to increase the surface area at the tip of each nanotube that gradually impregnates the entire forest during the activation period of the thermal pad. And it's these last two factors that help to explain the long burn-in time of Carbice ice pads. From Noctua's testing, they found that it could take on the order of thousands of thermal cycles to realize the full benefit of one of these pads versus a more traditional paste. So if you're a tinkerer who frequently reapplies your paste, this product is probably not for you. But if you're anyone else, they believe that you might hit this crossover point right here sooner than you realize. Now, I initially assumed that by thermal cycles, they meant, like.
So it sounds like the best analogy I can think of for how they're doing the conformal thing is if you take a bunch of wool or fiber, you put a blob of wax on top of it, and then you press it into a hot surface. As that hot surface heats up, the wax is going to melt, and it's going to be sucked up by the fiber, impregnating the whole fiber with the wax. And then when it solidifies, it hardens in place, that's one clever way of doing things. Makes me wonder what would happen if you applied a diamond paste before you apply the this carbice thing.
Like powered off all the way to full load and then powered off again. That might happen only once a day, which means this would take like 10 years. But it actually happens more often than you think, because it's more like every time you cross between about 50 to 60 degrees Celsius on both sides of the pad. That could easily happen multiple times in a single session. But that still doesn't mean that ice pads are ideal for everything. At this time, Carbice is not promoting them for bare die cooling, and Intel's notoriously uneven heat spreaders mean that you might have to wait a little while for thicker pads to be available in the future. These ones, Noctua is only talking about using them on AM4 and AM5. Also, we found that even on AMD, if you're using a high-performance water cooler, there was less benefit. Maybe because the pad doesn't heat up enough for break-in on the cold plate side. Still though, for long-lasting air cooling on AMD, which is, most users, there does seem to be a compelling pitch here. The last downside, though, is reuse. While a tube of thermal goop can be used for multiple applications, a single Carbice pad costs about the same or more than that entire tube and is only guaranteed for a single application. And that's probably for good reason. We found that the polymer coating can create a little bit of adhesion between your CPU and the pad. It's not hard to clean up or anything, but even if you're careful, this can result in some of the nanotubes being left behind when you peel up the sheet. Now let's take a quick look at the progress Noctua has made on some of their other major announcements.
And that could cause issues in and of itself. Like he says, carbon nanotubes are very conductive. And if that polymer is not electrically is electrically conductive. Make sure if you do get one of these and you're taking one off to have the vacuum ready when you're scraping the gunk off, because you do not want carbon getting into any fine spaces and causing a short. Because again, computer stuff is pricey right now. You don't want to be buying a brand new everything.
From last year. The AIO cooler that Noctua has been building in partnership with Asetek is back and looking very close to release now. They've got solid numbers showing both the improvement in sound level thanks to their acoustic dampening materials over the pump, as well as sound quality compared to a standard AIO. Or especially an AIO that has a big screen resonator bolted onto the top of the pump. On the subject of bolting things on, they've got a pretty good sales pitch for the VRM cooling fan that can magnet on top of their AIO. They found that with this installed, you could actually cut.
I think I need to look at Noctua stuff a little bit more. And it is time to upgrade.
Your case fans all the way from 100% down to about 40% and still maintain better VRM temperatures with an overall noise reduction. As for the other AIO, the pumpless one that I'm really excited about, they have been hard at work on this one. It is not looking that close to release, but they've made huge progress, completely re-engineering the cold plate to resolve the issue that they were having where an insulating vapor barrier forms prevent.
Ooh, this is very interesting. I wonder if they're using water or if they're using a dielectric fluid.
Heat transfer. The solution uses a combination of clever geometry that keeps the liquid flowing within the evaporator head and a sintered copper coating that maximizes surface area and minimizes insulating bubbles.
Thickness, pore size, and structure of the center layer has been carefully fine-tuned to combine optimal capillary flow and efficient vapor release. Since fluid dynamic parameters and heat distribution change depending on the surface geometry, the center layer must be tailored to the specific geometry in order to ensure maximum nucleation performance. So nucleation performance means that it forms bubbles. And you want bubbles that go away, not stick around. Because bubbles are air pockets. Air pockets insulate things. Insulation is not good when you're trying to get rid of heat.
The result? Instead of showing a light gaming load like last year, they're showing a full OCCT stress test on a 9950X3D that is running just a handful of degrees hotter than the pumped unit that is right next to it. That's crazy. As for the partner products table, I think the highlight for me has got to be the partnership with Comma AI doing cooling on their new generation driving assistance box. Man, Noctua is freaking everywhere these days. And you know what else is everywhere? This message from our sponsor.
Meter. As your business scales, especially across multiple sites, your network setup needs to scale along with it. Things like vendors, ISPs, or even basic tools your team needs can become an absolute nightmare just to juggle, which robs your IT team of valuable time and resources. Well, Meter builds enterprise-level networks from the ground up, consolidating everything from wired, wireless, and cellular networks into one powerful full-stack platform. Whether you're managing massive warehouses, corporate offices, or entire campuses, Meter handles the heavy lifting. From design and deployment to end-to-end management, Meter will deliver high-performance connectivity across any space, all to ensure predictable and repeatable outcomes. So your network engineers are spending less time putting out fires and more time doing important work. And Meter has transparent and predictable pricing, so budgeting is easy. Go to meter.com/LTT to book a demo now. That's meter.com/LTT to book a demo.
If you guys enjoyed this video, how about a throwback to the time we did the all Noctua PC? I feel like we're overdue for another one.
Okay. A little bit of interesting tech and some updates on a little bit more interesting tech. Honestly, I kind of like Noctua. I would much rather have something that's quiet and functional rather than something that has LEDs and makes everything shiny, but it's loud as hell. And don't fear the cream and brown. It is efficient. Okay, on to the next thing. Let's see what Dr. Hosenfelder has for us. Oh, this week. Yesterday. New and interesting stuff in space.
Scientists just found the biggest thing ever right after Elon Musk's ego. It's a giant ring of matter out there in the cosmos, a suspicious arrangement of hundreds of galaxy clusters with a diameter of 3 billion light years. It's not just amazing, it's also a big problem because the mathematics says that it shouldn't exist. Just exactly what did they observe and what does it mean?
Sure is a bummer when something exists that the math says shouldn't.
I have a brief summary. The new giant ring lies in the northern sky near the Big Dipper in the direction of the constellation Boötes. They named the giant ring, which is good because, let's be honest, no
Grand, greatly imaginative. At least way back in the day, people looking at the stars had the bright idea to say, hey, that squiggle looks like, that looks like a bear. Let's call that the bear. That looks like some dude hunting a snake. Let's call that guy, who hunted the snake? I guess Hercules. Yeah, that's Hercules. That's a scorpion. That's a dragon. That's a bird. It's just a cross, but yeah, you can see that it's a swan.
No one has any idea what Boötes is or how to pronounce it. The giant ring is about 7 billion light years away from us and 3 billion light years or 30 trillion kilometers.
Okay, basically find one of the brightest stars in the sky off of the front lip of the Big Dipper and look up.
Cross. You can't see it in the night sky because it's incredibly faint. In fact, it's so faint that even the astrophysicists didn't actually see it. Instead, they inferred its presence by looking at incredibly bright objects called quasars that are behind the ring. This data comes from the Slow and Digital Sky Survey. When the light from the quasars passes through gas on its way to us, some colors are partly absorbed. And from this absorption, one can infer the presence of gas. What's so important about gas? Actually, most of the matter in the universe is in form of gas, not in stars or planets. The problem is, though, that our current model of the universe says such a structure shouldn't exist. You see, physicists currently believe that the universe began with a very hot plasma that was mostly smooth with some small fluctuations in it. The universe expands and the plasma cools and begins to clump. It forms stars and galaxy clusters and, well, big clouds of gas. How big those clumps can get depends on how much time has passed. And the Great Ring just shouldn't be there. It's not compatible with the mathematics. The authors of the new paper say it's an outlier at about 4 sigma, meaning it's very unlikely to occur just coincidentally at a chance of about 1 in 20,000. And this is just the Great Ring alone. This doesn't take into account that astrophysicists have found other such big structures. Indeed, the astronomers found the giant ring near 2 other megastructures called the Giant Arc and the Big Ring. Both of those have been found in the past year.
Again, grandly imaginative naming conventions.
Yes, but there have been other large structures which have been found earlier. Already in 1991, they found a group of 34 quasars about the same distance as the Big Ring that extends over 2 billion light years. It's called the Claus-Campuzano Quasar Group. Since 2003, astrophysicists also know the Great Wall. That's a collection of galaxies about 1 billion light years.
Okay, that one makes a little bit more sense because it does kind of look like the Great Wall of China, maybe.
Away from us that extends over 1.5 billion light years. That too is larger than it should be. None of these structures should exist, and if you were to combine the statistical unlikeliness, it'd be stunning. The Big Ring alone has been reported as an outlier at 5.2 sigma, meaning it has a probability of less than 1 in 3 million to have appeared by chance, and that doesn't factor in all the other big structures. What does that mean now? One word of caution I must add is that many of those observations come from the same group around Roger Claus at the University of Lancashire. They've been criticized for how they calculate the statistical significance of their observations. The problem is quite similar to the problem of quantifying how rare an extreme weather event is. You see, the more details you add about the event or structure whose likeliness you want to quantify, the fewer of those there are. I mean, why just search for rings? Why not search for the shape of a giraffe or, I don't know, a middle finger? You could do all these things, and the more you try, the more likely you are to find something. Then you forget to mention all the different things you tried and insist it was extremely unlikely to find whatever you did find. That's cheating with statistics 101. Now look, I'm not saying it's what they did. I'm just saying this is a common pitfall in such analyses, and I'd be more comfortable if there were multiple independent studies on the matter. This is why I give this paper a 5 out of 10 on the bullshit meter. Not because it's wrong, but because I'm wary. That said, I suspect that if other groups were to look at this, they'd arrive at similar conclusions because we have other evidence that matter in the universe isn't distributed the way our current theories say. We discussed this a few times in the past. To me, the real story here is that most astrophysicists seem to be remarkably uninterested in even looking at this problem. For now, the giant ring remains a mystery.
Because that's a major problem with academia right now. There's a lot of people who have their own dogmas, and they don't want to do anything, look at anything that might upset said dogma. And as to, well, only this one group found this out. Given how much data needs to be crunched and how limited stuff like satellites, or not satellites, telescopes, both radio and optical are, well, a lot of them are booked up months to years in advance. You can't just spontaneously say, oh, hey, let's look at this place over here. No, they've got grants to study the bum fluff of the universe, and they're gonna study the bum fluff of the universe, goddammit.
It may be a crack in cosmology, a statistical artifact, or the universe's attempt to propose to Bootis, whoever that is. I do a lot of online research, and I hate the idea that third parties are tracking what I read, what videos I watch, and what I search for. If you care about your privacy, encrypting your internet traffic is non-negotiable, and this is why I use NordVPN. NordVPN is an app that makes your internet connection ultra secure. You install it on your phone or laptop and use it to create a safe connection. But it's not just that. NordVPN comes with a malware shield that warns you of fake shops, malicious ads, malware, and phishing attempts. For Android users, they now also display a scam detection warning during incoming calls. It doesn't just protect your privacy, it also makes your life easier. You see, NordVPN has thousands of servers all over the world, and you can choose one. This allows you to access websites in other countries by using a server located there. I find this especially convenient to get around all the blockages on US pages for visitors from the European Union. NordVPN is a high-quality product that I'm happy to recommend. If you want to try it out yourself, use my link nordvpn.com/Sabine or the coupon code Sabine for my special offer. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Okay, a little bit of computers, a little bit of space. Let's go back to computers. The ASML replacement nobody saw coming. Not entirely sure what ASML is, but I'm pretty sure Anastasia, or Anastasi? I'm pretty sure Anastasi will tell us what an ASML is. So, to the microchips.
Right now, the future of technology depends on one of the strangest machines humanity have ever built. A machine so extreme it fires lasers at droplets of molten tin 50,000 times a second, just to create a flash of invisible light. It is the only reason the most advanced chips on Earth even exist. For years, EUV lithography was the absolute peak of semiconductor engineering, and now it's hitting a hard physics wall. And these new machines they are building to break through that.
Yeah, so right now, microchips or CPU chips, logic, is running somewhere in the range of 7 nanometers to 10 angstroms, which is ridiculously small. I think we're talking, if you have a microscope to see that small, you're starting to see individual atoms. And that's only possible to do with lasers in the UV or in higher range, because any other light, or the standard lasers that we have, are literally too thick, too fat to get the job done. But looks like somebody's come up with something. The next step, potentially, XFEL. Ooh, X-ray free electron laser, perhaps?
Wall is the strangest chip-making tool ever attempted. I'm a chip design engineer, and honestly, I never thought that the future of computing will drift so closely to the particle physics. The chips keep shrinking, but the machines required to build them keep growing. Subscribe to the channel and let me explain. Most people think AI race is about GPUs. It's not. The real bottleneck is light, because modern chips only exist if humanity can reliably print nanoscopic structures onto silicon. And the smaller the transistor becomes, the harder it gets. We are basically etching rocks with invisible light at that point. Lithography is essentially photography for computer chips. You generate an incredibly precise beam of light. That light travels through a maze of mirrors, reflects off a photomask containing the chip design, and eventually reaches the silicon wafer below. The wafer is coated with a special chemical layer called photoresist. And when the photons hit that surface, they chemically change the material in extremely precise locations. At that moment, the design is effectively printed onto the wafer. And then comes the rest of the manufacturing process: etching, deposition, doping, stacking layers again and again, until billions of transistors emerge from an ultra-pure slice of silicon, at least when everything goes right. Because at the foundation of all lithography is just one simple problem: your wavelength. It defines how small your features can be. And eventually, the industry reached a point where the light itself became too large, way larger than the patterns it was trying to print. For years, chip makers relied on deep ultraviolet lithography, 193 nanometer light, but they kept trying to print smaller and smaller features with
193 is... Well, blue lasers are still 290, I think. So another 100 nanometers smaller, which is very small. And they're just trying to go very, very, very small.
it anyway. So engineers started to use different tricks. You take one complex pattern and split it into several simpler ones. Print the first part of the pattern, etch it, expose the second half, then etch it again. Suddenly, you can create features smaller than the original light should physically allow. This became known as multi-patterning. Well, we are currently doing multi-patterning in the studio. And this is where chip manufacturing started turning into an engineering maze. The industry was forcing older lithography tools to print features they were never meant to handle. Every extra pattern meant more masks, more alignment steps, more chances for things to go wrong and destroy multi-million-dollar wafers. And the industry kept forcing the old light to print features it was never designed to print. And eventually this workaround became harder than the scaling itself. So ASML and the semiconductor industry did something extraordinary. They jumped to an entirely new type of light: extreme ultraviolet light with 13.5 nanometer wavelength. Small enough to print features only
13.5 nanometer. Holy crap. And they're... Well, if they can apply the same sort of techniques that they were applying to the deep UV, yeah, the race is on to go smaller. And you can definitely hit that 10 angstrom size metric.
a few nanometers wide. It was one of the biggest technological leaps in history. And the problem was that just a generation of this light pushed humanity to the edge of what was physically possible. Inside the machine, microscopic droplets of molten tin are fired through a vacuum chamber. A first laser pulse hits the droplet and reshapes it for the main blast. Then comes the real hit. A giant CO2 laser slams into the tin droplet with enormous energy, and the tin instantly explodes into plasma. And for a tiny fraction of a second, that explosion emits the rare 13.5 nanometer EUV light needed to print advanced transistors. And that is how modern microchips begin. But the strange thing is of how little of usable light this whole complex process actually produces. After all of this complexity, only a tiny fraction of the original energy ever reaches the wafer. Some estimates place the wall plug efficiency below 0.1%.
Oof. Which makes sense. You're using a laser to turn tin into plasma. Lasers, the really good, the really efficient ones, peak out at about 40% efficiency. So that means for every watt you pump into a laser, you're getting 40 or 0.4 of a watt out the other end. And then the other thing with UV is it's really hard to steer because it has a tendency to just pass through most stuff or get absorbed very readily. I'm not even entirely sure what they use for a reflector in those machines.
Which is astonishingly inefficient way to generate light. And controlling that light turns out to be even harder. It is so extreme that even air and glass immediately absorbs it, meaning blocks it completely. So the entire machine operates in vacuum. The EUV light bounces across a maze of mirrors, reflects off the mask carrying the chip design, and finally reaches the wafer. And that tiny flash of light is now the foundation of modern computing. But the real problem starts at 3 nanometers and below. Shot noise. At these scales, fabs start approaching stochastic limits, meaning there are literally not enough photons hitting the wafer consistently enough to print perfect features. Physics becomes statistical, random. Imagine trying to spray paint a perfect nanoscopic line, but some of the paint particles never arrive. At normal scales, that doesn't matter, but at 3 nanometers, it becomes a problem. And at some point, you start fighting probability itself. And that's how ASML became one of the most important companies in the world. Because generating this light reliably and at scale became one of the defining engineering problems of modern computing. But now, for the first time in many years, the semiconductor industry is seriously considering a different approach. Instead of exploding molten tin with giant lasers, they want to generate EUV using electrons moving close to the speed of light inside particle accelerators. And one of the companies pursuing this approach is the American X-Light. Their idea is to build something called free electron laser, or FEL, which sounds way cheaper.
Ding, 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 I was right. Very interesting technology.
Than it will actually be, because it will cost close to $1 billion. Free electron lasers were never invented for chip manufacturing. They are now mostly used as scientific instruments. They are like world's most powerful slow-motion cameras for atoms, molecules, proteins, and materials. And scientists use them to watch matter change at absurdly small scales and absurdly fast speeds.
That's very cool technology. I think one of them is called X-ray chromatography, and then there's X-ray crystallography. X-ray crystallography. That's a really cool one because you can look at a material and see the crystals that make it up without having to crack it open, and you can see down at very, very small scales.
Basically, FELs were built to study nature, but now the semiconductor industry may need them to manufacture nature's smallest devices. FELs generate light directly from fast-moving electrons. And if it works, it will not just challenge ASML, it could push the semiconductor industry toward a completely different kind of factory. Now, this is where the story takes an unexpected turn, because a free electron laser doesn't work like a normal laser at all. Traditional lasers use atoms. You excite a material, the atoms release photons, and you get a beam of light. While a free electron laser skips the atoms entirely. Instead, it fires a beam of electrons close to the speed of light through a long magnetic structure. The magnets force the electrons to rapidly zigzag as they move forward. And when particles suddenly change direction at these speeds, they emit light. At first, that light is weak, but then something interesting starts to happen inside the beam. The electrons start grouping together into synchronized bunches. And once that happens, the emitted light suddenly becomes dramatically more powerful and focused. By carefully tuning the electron beam and magnetic structure, we can make that beam produce the UV light. And this is the moment where semiconductor manufacturing starts drifting into particle physics. So why does the industry suddenly paying attention to this? Because traditional EUV systems are becoming harder and harder to scale. They still work, very well actually, but every increase in performance now requires more power, more complexity, and more engineering effort just to keep progress moving forward. And at the same time, AI demand exploding. Data centers are eating up the world and require enormous numbers of advanced chips, which means fabs suddenly need to process far more wafers than ever before. And this is also an economics problem, because the faster you can print wafers, the more chips you can produce from a chip factory that are...
This makes me wonder if Musk knows if his technology is coming online soon. He did just announce that, well, not just, but they are building their own logic fab. And something like this would be great for him, because he'll have new facilities that need equipment. And so either he'll pick up an ASML that someone else is selling to make space, or he'll be one of the front runners to use the free electron laser system.
Already costs you tens of billions of dollars to build. And this is where FEL's technology becomes really interesting, because the single FEL machine can generate way more light than a single EUV machine. And in lithography, more light means faster printing. Potentially enough light that one centralized source could feed multiple lithography scanners simultaneously. And this would dramatically change the architecture of modern chip factories. But there is another reason why this matters. Today's entire EUV ecosystem is built around one specific wavelength, 13.5 nanometers, and that single number underpins much of modern computing. But FELs are tunable. You can change the electron beam and you can change the magnetic structure, and in principle you can push toward even smaller wavelength. Some FEL facilities already operate around 6 nanometer wavelength, and some even below 1 nanometer, entering the X-ray range. And that means that in principle they could eventually print transistor features even smaller than what today EUV systems can realistically achieve with any clever tricks. Which is extraordinary if you think about it. And suddenly it's not only about improving the current EUV systems, but the question is whether there is a path for the semiconductor industry beyond them altogether.
Another thing is if that's tunable and they have it so that they can tune it down to an X-ray laser, that gives you a lot of runway to play with in terms of what you can do for a production line. And like if you can run multiple things off of one source instead of one machine that you have to pass everything through literally dozens to hundreds of times, this paralleling it definitely improves the speed on things. And improved speed tends to mean lower cost.
And the strange part is, machines like this already exist, with some of the most interesting developments now happening in the United States, Japan, and China. And interestingly, each of them is taking this idea into a completely different direction. And we will have a closer look at it in a moment. But before that, if you're paying separate subscriptions to ChatGPT, Claude, Presentation Tool, Image Generator, you're basically bleeding money. That's exactly why I started using GenSpark. It's all-in-one AI workspace. And honestly, their growth has been insane. They've reached a $250 million annual run rate in just 12 months. Traditional AI just chats with you. GenSpark actually executes the work. For deep semiconductor and AI research, I use their super agent. What's impressive is that it combines all the top AI models like Claude Opus and Gemini together, which gives you much stronger research results and cross-validation than relying on a single model. Then it can even turn research directly into slides. You can use it for AI sheets, presentations, meeting notes, emails, and even building websites. You still decide what matters, while GenSpark removes the repetitive busy work. My favorite feature by far is their new feature Speakly, because I manage multiple teams and I need to write lots of emails and messages. Instead of slowly typing it down, I just speak all my thoughts, and it then automatically turns them into a polished email about 4 times faster than typing. I genuinely love this feature. So instead of paying separately for ChatGPT,
I really need to start using some of these things. I will, dictating stuff. Needed to invest in a voice-to-speech, or voice-to-text app or something to get some more work done.
Claude, Canva, and Gamma, GenSpark puts everything in one place. One $20 subscription gives you access to the top AI models plus AI chat, plus unlimited image generation for all paid users in 2026. Check it out through the link below to try it for free with sign-up credits available. Now back to the future of chip factories. So what happens when you actually build one of these things? To find out, we first have to look at the European X-File in Germany. ASML EUV machines are famous for being gigantic, the size of a double-decker bus. So how do we solve the next bottleneck? By considering even larger machines, larger than a football stadium. A gigantic free electron laser stretching more than 3 kilometers underground across Hamburg. And it was never designed to print chips.
it's a linear.
Scientists use it to study molecules, proteins, chemical reactions, and matter. Basically, it's one of the most advanced light generation systems humanity have ever built. But then semiconductor engineers started paying attention, because unlike most FEL systems, which pulse relatively slowly, this X-FEL fires up to 27 times per second. And future chip factories may require exactly this kind of industrial-scale photon output, powerful enough to feed manufacturing lines around the clock. And then there is the infrastructure itself. Parts of the machine are cooled close to absolute zero using superconducting systems. The accelerator stretches for kilometers underground. And suddenly, semiconductor industry start drifting into territory that looks nothing like a modern chip factory. Not rows of manufacturing tools, but giant infrastructure, vacuum tunnels, superconducting systems, particle accelerators underneath the fab itself. And this is where the story gets very interesting. Because if this approach actually works, then the future chip factories may look more like CERN. Today, every ASML EUV scanner generates its own light locally. Each machine operates mostly independently, and even if one scanner fails, the rest of the fab keeps running. But a free electron laser changes this model completely, because instead of each EUV scanner having its own light source, multiple scanners can be connected to a single powerful light generator. And this is where economics start to be very interesting. A sufficiently powerful FEL could generate several kilowatts of EUV light, enough to feed up to 12 scanners at once. One particle accelerator powering an entire chip factory. But that creates a new problem, because if a FEL becomes the heart of the factory, one failure could turn the entire factory dark. And
Which is a good incentive to come up with some better particle accelerators.
suddenly, the scale of this starts becoming hard to ignore, because shrinking transistors may soon require infrastructure on the scale of national labs. Basically, it turns it into fusion between chip factory, particle physics facility, and a power plant. And then a natural question emerges. How do you actually commercialize something like this? Factories don't work like research experiments. They need stable uptime, 24 hours a day, every single day. And this is where the company X-Light enters the story. Their goal is not to build another giant scientific facility, but to shrink this entire idea into something fabs could realistically deploy. X-Light was founded by accelerator physicists coming out of places like SLAC, which is Stanford Linear Accelerator Center, one of the most advanced accelerator labs in the world. And their idea is straightforward. Take decades of accelerator research, remove as much complexity of science project as possible, and turn it into factory equipment. Instead of redesigning the entire fab, X-Light wants to replace only the EUV light source itself. They plan to keep the scanners, keep the mirrors, keep most of the existing lithography infrastructure, just replace the light generation system entirely. So they get rid of thin plasma and exploding droplets, using only electrons accelerated through a linear machine generating UV light directly. And their targets are ambitious, around 4 times more EUV power than current systems, with 50% lower operating cost.
Ooh.
But when they say compact, don't even dare to imagine something small.
A 50% reduction definitely be good thing right now.
This is still a giant linear accelerator sitting next to the fab, routing UV light into the scanners. But compared to kilometer-scale facilities like XFEL we just discussed, these suddenly start looking practical. And this is where the American strategy becomes clear. Shrink accelerator physics enough that semiconductor facilities can actually live with it. But Japan looked at exactly the same problem and came to a completely different conclusion. At Japanese KEK, they believe that size is not the biggest problem. Power is. So they are completely focused on efficiency. That is the core idea behind something called an energy recovery LINAC. Normally, electrons get accelerated once, generate light, and then get dumped away as waste energy. Instead, this system tries to loop those electrons back through the machine. And this is a clever part, because as the electrons slow down, they give a large portion of their remaining energy back into the accelerator itself. And that recovered energy then helps power the next electron beam.
And that's technology that would be derived from fusion research. Because the biggest thing with fusion is getting the power out, especially if you don't want to be doing something real old-fashioned like running a generator or a coal-powered generator.
It's basically regenerative braking, but for particle accelerators. And suddenly, the economics of the entire system start to look entirely different. Because if you can recycle energy efficiently, you can push much higher beam without exploding the electricity costs. That is why Japan is so interested in this architecture. Researchers at KEK believes that future free electron laser systems could potentially generate around 10 kilowatts of EUV power. And that is an astonishing number if we compare it to the modern EUV systems, which operate in the 100 watt to 500 watt range. And importantly, they will be using it not just for one machine, but potentially it will be enough to power multiple scanners simultaneously. But the catch is, right now, this is still experimental technology, and they are nowhere near commercial lithography yet. And this is where the story takes another turn. America is trying to make accelerator physics compact enough for fabs. Japan is trying to make it efficient enough to make economic sense. China decided to scale it up instead. And meanwhile, ASML is still pushing the existing EUV architecture further than almost anyone thought possible. You see, different countries and completely different strategies. And honestly, the most fascinating part of this story is happening right now in China. Because for China, this is not a technological upgrade. This is strategic necessity. Right now, China cannot buy ASML's most advanced EUV systems because of export restrictions. And without advanced lithography, building cutting-edge AI chips becomes extremely difficult. Multi-patterning with DUV can only take you that far. So China started to invest heavily into alternatives. And one of their most important projects is so-called SSMB. steady-state microbunching led by researchers connected to Tsinghua University. And unlike the American or Japanese approaches, China is not trying to squeeze accelerators neatly into existing fabs. They want to rebuild entire factory around the machine itself. In their concept, they are using a massive circular storage ring, roughly 150 meters around, where electrons continuously circulate at near light speed. Instead of accelerating electrons once through a straight line, China keeps them moving continuously inside the ring. Then another laser organizes those electrons into extremely tight bunches, causing them to emit powerful UV light continuously. And that matters, because one powerful EUV light source can feed huge amount of EUV scanners simultaneously. So China is focusing on scale. Massive, centralized EUV infrastructure. And at that point, this looking less like competition over chips and more like countries building entirely different industrial systems for controlling light itself. And once you look at who is investing in this technology, a pattern starts emerging. Like Japan, who wants to secure its semiconductor future through projects like Rapidus, and I actually made a deep dive on this interesting chip factory. Subscribe to the channel now so you can watch it afterwards. The US wants alternatives as AI demand explodes. China wants independence from Western restrictions. And meanwhile, ASML still controls one of the most important choke points in modern technology, because whoever controls the light controls the future of chip making. And this is where the story becomes less romantic, because even ASML themselves considered this new particle accelerator approach years ago, but they still stayed with thin plasma. And that says a lot.
It says that they're going to stick with what they know, and particle accelerators are a pain in the ass, because they're big. It's easier to pack something the size of a double-decker bus around than build a particle accelerator that needs who knows how much. Well, I think most of them are running like multiple kilometers in run length. Nobody's really figured out how to downsize them to downsize them small enough but retain the same power scale, because, well, beam steering particles moving at a good fraction of the speed of light, close to the speed of light, gets a bit tricky. You can't have a wheel that's too small, or you just blow out the side.
Because despite all that insane complexity, today's EUV systems actually work. Not experimentally, but inside real fabs, every day. And in semiconductor manufacturing, that matters more than elegant physics. A free electron laser may look cleaner on paper, but fabs have to be optimized for uptime. The semiconductor industry rewards the machine that keeps running at 3 in the morning without freezing $1 billion production line. And this is where FAL's technology faces its hardest transition. Scientific demonstrations are exciting, but the challenge is making particle accelerators reliable enough for semiconductor fabs. And even if engineers solve all of that, there is still one issue: timing. Because the AI infrastructure build-out is already happening right now. TSMC and Intel are expanding aggressively in Arizona. In Texas, projects like Terra fab are moving at astonishing speeds. And I have made deep dives on both. The industry needs more compute and more advanced manufacturing capacity right now, immediately, not in 10 years from now. Which means ASML will continue dominating because its machines already exist, and the entire semiconductor ecosystem already knows how to build the manufacturing recipe around them. History is full of examples where technologies were technically better, but commercially late. And this is what makes this story so interesting. Because the semiconductor industry may already be building the next generation of factories before it fully knows what the next generation of lithography will look like. Because the next era of chip manufacturing may not be defined only by smaller transistors, but by who can build the most extreme light source. And that creates a strange paradox, because chips and transistors keep shrinking while machines required to build them keep growing larger and larger, which is fairly unexpected direction from the industry, which is obsessed with making things smaller.
Not really, considering that as you go smaller, you got to do more, and that sometimes requires sometimes requires having something bigger to do the job with.
Because if this approach actually works, printing the smallest transistors on Earth may require building the largest factories in human history. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to watch this breakdown on the largest and the most controversial chip factory being built right now in Texas. Love you guys, and I will see you there. Ciao.
And really, we've got new Skinwalker. I really want to cover that, but I really don't know how History Channel will screw me on anything, so maybe another time. But with chips, we're looking at a three-way race between new materials, new manufacturing, and old manufacturing. Okay, and maybe it's more like a four-way race. And totally, so the fourth would be using something like optical processing, where you use laser light instead of electricity, which is a whole lot more energy efficient and a lot faster in some cases. As to manufacturing, well, atomic layer assembly, molecular assembly, that's kind of the holy grail for nanofabrication of stuff like that right now, which it would be so much easier if you could just take atoms and stack them up in the ways you want them to go, instead of stack them up and burn them down, which is essentially what the lithography step is. Got one more video I want to get to, but I need a little bit of a pick-me-up first, so I'm going to go make myself a stimulating drink. Everybody else, hang tight for a bit. I'll be back soon. back. Thank you for sticking around while I took a quick break, and we'll jump back into one more video before we go and check out a new game. So this is Mama Hound Unleashed by Melody the Hound and Keeney the Hound.
Kind and calm, a soft touch at dawn, seeking love and purpose on the path that I'm on. A loving mom tone, nothing more, nothing less, just a peaceful soul trying to give you my best. But underneath the surface, where the silence sleeps, there's something waking up with sharpened teeth. Shown often, it's buried and forgotten. A tiny little demon and the core is getting rotten. Locked inside a cage, but it's ready for the play. And if you pull the pin, I'm gonna let it have its say. It's easy not to find it, just don't cross the line. Keep your hands to yourself and we'll be doing just fine. But if you push, if you pull, if you test my pride, the switch flips quick, you'll need a different side. Don't mess with my kin, don't test what's within. The blood runs hot when the threats begin. Trash talk the name and I'll target your frame. I won't stand quiet, I am jumping in the game. I won't step aside, there is nowhere to hide. You touch what is mine, you face the monster inside. Mama Hounds unleashed, no fear, no patience. Zero warning given, zero hesitation. It's just tap tap, and we call that moderation. I don't go looking for a fight, I'd rather keep it polite. But I will be your blight on your life when wrong ain't right. Words made of lead, aim straight at your head. Step into my zone and you'll wind up dead. You call it anger, I call it the truth. A mother's wrath requires no proof. I keep my calm till the foundation shakes. Then I cash the checks that vengeance makes. Cross that line and you'll understand. A gentle heart still has heavy hands. It's easy not to find it, just don't cross the line. Keep your hands to yourself and we'll be doing just fine. But if you push, if you pull, if you test my pride, the switch flips quick, you'll need a different side. Don't mess with my kin, don't test what's within. The blood runs hot when the threats begin. Trash talk the name and I'll target your frame. I won't stand quiet, I am jumping in the game. I won't step aside, there is nowhere to hide. You touch what is mine, you face the monster inside. Mama Hound unleashed, no fear, no patience. Zero warning given, zero hesitation. It's just tap tap, and we call that moderation. And we call that moderation. So keep your distance and keep your pride. I'm the warmth and the wrath that you can't divide. Soft when I'm loving, but hard when I must. Mama Hound unleashed, that you best not cross.
Oh, that's a pretty good song. I very much like the stuff that Keeney the Hound is coming out with. He's, I think, getting up there with Skybrows. Skybrows is more like your edgy indie, in your face sort. Keeney is very much the family man. Oh, and he got annotations here. So who are we dealing with? The Kinney crew, which I'm guessing Kinney and Melody. I have no idea who the mouse is, or the other couple people. Okay, so this is Musa Anisian, Anisianian. Then Pseudo Gray, I guess, is the violin playing Catboy.
You see me kind and calm, a soft touch at dawn, seeking love and purpose on the path that I'm on.
know how much time I want to spend. How much time I want to spend on this right now because it's starting to tick along, and I want to try this game out. Elf Harper Shiver, very good song. Throw it in your playlist. It's definitely a beware the female of the species, because Mama Wolf, she will end you with hot lead in this case. Okay, but onward and upward, and in this case, way upward, because we're going to space. Maybe, hopefully. Okay, so this is main sequence. It was touted as a cross between Satisfactory and I think Space Engineers. So you build a factory, you build your spaceship, and then you get to fight with your spaceship, which looked pretty freaking awesome to me. Of course, do our volume settings. I don't know about you guys, but the music's absolutely blasting me. I can't hear myself talk, so that's kind of important. Automation, save name, Machinist Playground. Yeah, peaceful mode. Nah. So unfortunately, this is keyboard and mouse, so this is going to be interesting. I really need to get a better setup for this sort of thing. Let's dive into it. Or not. Just crashed out and I'm getting an Unreal process error. Try it one more time, maybe? Don't do anything fancy, just get to her quick, fast. Just keep loading, keep loading. And, oh, there we go. Commander, report to the control room. Why are my controls frickin' backwards? I think it said invert x-axis. It's invert y-axis. Oh, and it crashed again. Okay, so that's one's obviously not working. And I don't want to screw around on stream trying to get it to work. So, backup plan. So, dive back into Pragmata. Pragmata. Where is it? There it is. Let's get back to bashing. Or my hardware can cooperate, and we can get to bashing robots. Oh, great. There we go. Continue. So we're getting near the end. Kind of wondering if I should just slam through cabins training simulators tonight. Yeah, let's do that. At least get all the cabin coins. Oh, I get to choose a loadout. Maybe not. I do get a loadout now. Defeat all enemies. Okay, bring him.
Good job, kid. Guess it's my turn.
Look, that bot is healing.
Oh, that's what that's doing. Okay. Ah, crap.
Stop right there.
Nope.
Okay, that was down. I took out the float or the other bot. Okay.
Jump, you.
Ah, crap. Got distracted.
Right on.
We did it.
Oh, crap.
Look out.
Leave the shooting to me.
You. Missile spotted. That bot is healing.
Ah, crap.
Stop skittering around.
Here it comes. Look out.
Ah. Well, I had the first half. They got me in the second, though.
You.
Yeah.
Move, Hugh.
No Ichido. One more time. Take the floaty bastard out first.
Jump, Hugh.
Ah. Forgot how slow this damn gun is.
Take that.
I guess I could have shot it with my shotgun.
Good job, kid.
I stop.
It's over.
Here it comes. Look out. Be careful. Missile spotted. Right.
Skittery silver.
Ah. Get up, get up, get up. Ah.
Move, Hugh. Hugh. Those bots are healing.
Don't frickin' lock on.
Right back at ya.
Nope.
Look, that bot is healing.
Stop skittering around.
Here it comes. Look out.
Ah.
Guess it's my turn.
Hugh. Here it comes. Look out.
Yes.
I
Come on. There we go. Whoop. Ah. Ah, crap.
Right on. Leave the shooting to me.
Come on. Okay, good. Deal damage. How am I supposed to do that with the loadout they gave me? Yeah, I'm just in it for the cabin coins. Project Pierce. Beat in 45 seconds.
It's over.
Something's aiming at us. Incoming.
Ah, miss.
Is that it?
Look out for its targeting sensor. We did it!
Ah. 5 seconds too slow. Retry.
It's over.
Something's aiming at us. We did it! Incoming.
Guess that's that.
Ah, crap. Did I do it? Yes. Okay, full sweep. Don't know why it took so long to do that one. I put that one off for so long. Unshieldable. Hit Executor in 45 seconds. Don't let enemies use antenna. Well. Okay, shockwave gun. Here we go.
Charging! Yeah!
Back off!
Oh, wow. Well, that was a way easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, locksmith. Reach target area in 23 seconds. Don't get incapacitated. Complete in 15 seconds. Ooh, okay. In the famous words of Tiny Tina, run, run, run. Running over here. Ah. Hack. Ah. Yes. Did I do it? 16 seconds? Ah. 1 second too slow. Again. Have to hit those perfect. There. No. What? Again. Ah, even slower? Hmm. Crap. Ah, crap. I tried to be fancy. Fancy was slow. Ah, crap. Yeah. That last one always gets me. Ah, 41 milliseconds too slow. But we're getting faster. Okay, there we go. Ah, motherfucker. That was a terrible run. Yeah, crap. Ah, motherfucker. Hmm. Ah. I will get this. I will get this. Woosa. Calmness. Calmness is slowness. Slowness is sureness. Sureness is speed. And speed is 12 seconds, Motherfucker. Another cabin coin in my pocket. Suck it. How many more of these do I got? Okay, done. Done 11. Are currently, holy crap, 24. Destroy all storage boxes. Reach the target area for pure lunum. And a bunch of Luna filament if I don't take damage. Okay. And nothing but the grip gun. Blech. Once you got auto rifle, it's hard to go back to slow ass pistol. Okay.
Look out for its targeting sensor.
I don't actually have to take... Oh, shit.
Something's aiming at us.
Ah. Okay, so much for not taking damage on this one. Mother fricker.
Be careful.
Ah. Yeah, you get through, take no damage, destroy all the boxes.
Look out for its targeting sensor. Something's aiming at us.
Yeah. Ah, there. Mm.
Look out for its targeting sensor. Getting close. Something's aiming at us.
Ah, crap.
Move, you.
Oh, there. Ah. Ah, yes, retry. I hope that's the only last box I keep missing.
Look out for its targeting sensor.
Come on, move faster.
Something's aiming at us. Be careful.
I get all the boxes. No, what? Or? No, I'm getting too frustrated with that. Come back to it. Let's see how many stamps I've collected. Hmm. Okay, I got 4. Hmm. Okay, let's go here.
We are honored to provide one of our
Reinforced casing. Reduce damage received by 20% for 20 seconds after using a repair cartridge. That'd be handy.
greatest goods. Triple bingo! Congratulations!
What then? That unlocked? Ooh, new gun. Code generator. Increased hacking damage. Hitting a target spawns light blue open nodes that deal extra damage. Also, air nodes are temporarily. Ooh, that'd be handy. Oh, yeah. Hmm.
An impeccable choice.
Okay. Add blood. Eat enemies with hacking nodes. Okay, that's pretty basic. Well, hopefully I'm... Oh, I do get friendly fire stuff.
Here they come again! Fight! Fight! Be careful!
Back off!
Splitting the pack!
Come on, post on each other. Yeah, crap.
Right on!
Here they come again! Sensors down!
Now it's
Be careful! Just you!
got him!
Should I try that again? I'll come back to it. Okay, burn, burn, burn. Eat enemies' weapons in 90 seconds. Eat all enemies.
We did it! Something's aiming at us! Look out for its targeting sensor!
Is that it?
Move, you! We did it!
Yeah. Yes. Retry.
it's over.
Yeah. Not even close.
Guess that's that.
Look out for its targeting sensor.
Got him!
Be careful. We did it. Something's aiming at us.
Nope! Guess that's that.
Okay, full sweep. Summit. Reach target area in 90 seconds. Another running one. Okay. Okay. Signal data. Jump. Get that? Yeah. Yeah. Ah. Now, what the crap? This is bullshit right here. Oh. I stand beside it being bullshit. Ah, crap. Yeah. No, I'm not going to retry that one. I do this to chill out, not to have a coronary. Crack and crash. Eat enemies with weapons in 120 seconds. Pulse carbine, awesome. Hacking nodes, okay. I get increased hacking damage, increased weapon hack damage, 20 but reduced HP. Okay, so I'm a glass cannon. But I get a better gun, so we'll see where this puts me. Ah. Close enough.
Don't go inside the circle!
Guess it's my turn.
Get back!
Ah, crap. Slow ass laser.
Hacking potential increased. Look out! I got him!
Ah.
Its laser is warming up! Incoming! Hacking potential increased.
Now it's my turn. Right on.
Ah.
Phew!
Yeah, let's do this.
Get back! Don't go inside the circle! Target prime for hacking! Get ready!
Ah. Crap.
You? You!
Moichido, one more time.
Its laser is warming up! Target prime for hacking!
Now it's my turn.
Careful! It's going to jump!
No, it's not.
Get back! Incoming!
Ah. Ah. Mother fricker.
How you like this?
Get ready.
Ah.
Don't go inside the circle. Yeah. Look out. Don't go inside the circle. Target right behind you.
Job, kid.
Okay. Ugh. I think that's enough of that for a bit. Oh, but we have just one more. Okay. Oh no, five. Two more. You do two more.
We are honored to provide one of our greatest goods. We are honored to provide one of our greatest goods.
Okay, two more. Lock and roll. Defeat all enemies in 100 seconds. Hack all terminals. Complete in 100 seconds. Well, let's see if they give me a railgun for this one. Yes, they do. I know how to beat those buggers.
The drones attack all by themselves, so we can focus on other bots.
Helpful, brother.
Here it comes!
Ah. No, they did not give me a good gun for that. Railgun works awesome with those spiders, buggers. Expert Project Pierce. Bullet Hell Arena. No. No, let's
Until next,
do
we
some
meet.
backtracking. First, let's spend all our goodies.
What's that? Hey, look! This terminal has bot data saved in it. You can learn more about the Cradle's bots with this.
Wasn't exactly dying to find out.
What? Really? But you're always like, what the hell is this? So I thought you'd be interested.
Well, she's not wrong. He was just a little dense. Okay. I got a bunch of goodies. I put it into my gun, put it into my health, put it into hacking. I think Diana hasn't gotten a boost in a bit. We got a pile of glimmer, or not glimmer. Oh, code generator. Yeah, I should probably pull that up. Boost, boost, boost. Okay, abilities maxed out. Attachments. Oh, yes, another mod slot. Increase deletion protocol damage. Yeah, I think that would be a good choice. Do I still have access back here? Nope. Hey, where do I gotta go? Status. 1895. Filter license 4. I got one red key card ready to rock and roll. Okay, I'm gonna take another quick break, and then I'll be back, and we'll do some backtracking and exploring. Okay, we're back. But first, we find all the goodies. Take the homing missile. Second attack unit. Take the code generator. Airborne, faster, heavy weapons, defense, pathway, ammunition, okay. Not sharp, non-primary unit, not big weapon. Reinforced casing. This is damage. No. I don't want to have to rely on repair purchase, so. It's tempting. It's definitely tempting. Economize. Stick it. Dominance. Force casing. Oh. Sorry, economize. I'm taking survival. I have a little bit of extra juice. Forgot to switch, sorry. Here we go. That's better. Where was it again? No, it wasn't up there. Alright, it was over here. All the way up there. How did we run this again? Right.
I'll get rid of it.
Sweet.
Fun to collect. That's a lot of lip.
Okay, that one's done.
That jacket seems a little big, no?
Yeah, it's an adult size. Dr. Higgins said I look cold, so he grabbed this and put it on me.
Oh, that makes sense. No wonder it's all baggy.
The doctor said that too.
Looks like it's a small, so maybe the doc tried to find something that would fit.
Okay. Well, another 100%er. I think. Pretty sure. Ooh, last shot of non-primary unit deals 50% more damage.
An impeccable choice.
One more to go.
Much appreciated.
This last loadout. Yep. By the tram. Terra dome. I think central lift is where to start. Get all the upgrades. Okay. There's a box up there. An upgrade up there. Box over there. Now, do I get there by just jumping over? Nope, can't jump over. Unless I can drop. I can drop. Okay, one more safe box in here. Now, does that include a lab? A modeling lab, floor, soil research, a terrarium. I think that does include that one. Was it over here? Plant factory, eco modeling unit. Okay, it'll be over this one over here. Back into the plant factory.
So you said the doctor talked a lot about Daisy, but did he ever do anything for you?
Something for me? Oh yeah, there was this one time where he read me a book like I was Daisy.
Huh. I see.
What's wrong, Hugh?
Nothing. You just keep being you.
Now, which way do I need to go? Oh. Nice.
Target stasis line incoming! Hugh! What? Let's finish this!
wipe them all out.
Back off! Right on! Check. Take this!
Ah. Oh shit. Ah.
Stop skittering around!
Be careful. I got him.
Now it's my turn.
That's a lot of lip.
And there, Terra Dome entrance and yeah, Terra Dome entrance clear. Nice.
I got him!
Check. Take this!
Checkmate.
Take this!
And laser. Shockwave gun. Okay, how do I get out of here? Oh, I mean that way.
You, you've been all over the Earth, right? What kind of places are there?
Let's see. I once made it to the hottest place on Earth. Wanted to push myself, see how bad 120 Fahrenheit really feels. Ended up passed out in the shade.
I could have taken the heat easy.
Okay, back to here. Pop back down, get a reload, and come back to the right spot.
Oh, Hugh! Drawing on a screen is fun, but nothing beats the feel of crayons.
Crayons definitely add something more.
I want to draw all the things I like and use every color crayon.
So, what's your favorite color?
Favorite color? This is tough. I can't choose. I like all of them.
Alright, no rush. Fill me in when you figured it out.
Okay, I'll let you know. Oh, I just thought of the perfect hiding place. You're never gonna find me. Come find me, Hugh.
Oh,
Here.
did I give up? Nah.
You found me. You won't find me next time. I'll pick a super hard spot.
I got a little extra for upgrades again, so. Ooh, double charge. That'll be handy. I don't have any extra things. Tokens. Okay, back to the Terra Dome. Pyrolytics lab. Yeah, maybe I should go and crack that red zone. Oh. miss that because it was there, or did I miss that because it was red? I don't know, but we will find out later. Ugh, frickin' sweeping lasers. Oh, and of course there's health over there.
Something's aiming at us. Look out for its targeting sensor. Crack. Be careful. This laser's moving up. Careful, they're hot.
Ah!
Overdrive protocol activated.
It's on now. Take this!
Incoming.
Back off!
Look out for its targeting sensor.
Take this!
Sensors down. Stasis, this laser's moving up. Crack. Be careful. Get ready. Ah! Now.
Take this! I owe you one.
Here they come again.
Ah, crap. No, 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 no. Shoot. Oh, why? What is with the frame drop?
Move, Hugh.
You're going down. Take that!
Why do I have such terrible frame rate all of a sudden? Huh. That's why I have terrible frame rate all of a sudden. Frickin' laser disco from hell. Here.
It's on now. Take it. And take this.
Look out! Missile spotted! Right back at ya!
Shoot, shoot, shoot,
Jump
shoot, shoot.
to! Pew! Fight, fight! Overdrive protocol activate. Right back at ya! Be careful! Missile spotted! Jump to! Pew! Look!
Take this.
Pew!
I owe you. Get some.
Get it where it's weak,
Take this.
Okay.
Get ready! Missile spotted!
Got a place to work on here? Yep.
Right back at ya! I got him! Look out!
It's on. Take this. Leave the shooting to me.
Right back at ya!
Good job, kid. Take this.
That's it. That's it. Oof. Odd. Lateral damage. 30% critical shot damage spread to nearby enemies. I like it.
Use that to hit a bunch of enemies at once.
And a lot of them. So that is a mod. I'm looking for one more pure aluminum and one more safe box, which might contain the pure aluminum.
That's better.
There's a box over here that I missed? In here? Okay, yeah. I can maybe see it. Ooh, it does not like being down here. Those things are not good for the frame rate. Wait, no, I would have seen that in here. Ah, while I'm here, I may as well
The drones
restock my
are
weapons.
automated, so they're easy to use.
Ah. Oof, it really does not like having spending time down here. Wonder why. Oh, it does have my computer. CPU kind of toasty. Ooh. Ah, there we go. Why do I get the feeling there's one of those shimmery bitches in here? Of course. Okay, that was this hidey hole. go all the way around to get over there. Yeah.
It's lasers warming up! Yay! Phew!
Ow.
You're going down.
I did not dodge. Oh. Welcome to the stream, Hewley. Okay, my machine is chugging. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna see if I can't turn up my fan settings or something. Okay, we're back. Just cranked up my GPU fan, see if that's going to do anything good for us. Where I am. We are in the Eco Modeling Lab. So there's one safe box and one pure lunum left. Ah. Still chugging. This is just weird. But if it's going to do that, I don't think I want to keep streaming. It's bad enough I'm just a solo person that has to deal with it. I don't want to be subjecting my viewers to a bad experience. Ah, shit.
Yeah! Get ready! Overdrive protocol at the ready.
Ah. That is obnoxious. Fine in some places and absolute dog shit in others. Make it do a flip. Jump is good too.
Look! Look! This is great! Oops. There it goes. I'm so good at this!
Did you hack the car or something?
Yep. I got the hang of it. It's super easy. There's only two things it can do. Stop and go.
Pretty much the same as real cars.
Really? Then maybe I can drive a real car too. I want to try.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling about that. Let's not.
Still 3 more RAMs left. Okay, we got a little bit more stuff I can upgrade. $1,550, good. Oh, 1,500, good. More drone hive or more decoy? Or more homing missile? More code. Okay, I could do another code generator. Oh no, I can't do that and a decoy at the same time. Ooh, more thrusters. Definitely more thrusters. Better survivability, a little bit better than weapons. Okay. What to do, what to do. Could end the stream early. Or do a quick round of a game called Brotato. Do some bullet hell madness while we let my PC cool off just a smidge. I apologize that I can't go a little bit longer on Pragmata tonight, but that frame rate issue really is bothering me. I'll get that sorted out for next time. I'm gonna try something different this time with this one. So, I have kind of already beaten most of Brotato. Mostly it's looking for purchasing certain items. Yeah. I don't remember what that one is. Okay. That one's a bag of some fashion. Not. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I think. Well, let's see what RNGesus rolls for us tonight. Okay. Bow staff. Spear. Well, that's a spear. Okay, I'm gonna try and take get all the weapons that I haven't used before. Really, I haven't used the dragon gun on this? What's that? What's that? Oh, what are these? What is that? Holy crap! Okay, there's still a few things I haven't seen. I think these are nightmare bosses or something. Monkey, where's the lucky guy? Crazy baller, brawler, well-rounded, generalist, wildling. Fisherman. I know there was a lucky one. Pretty sure there was a lucky one anyways. Mage. Oh, there's Lucky. Acts as slow as shit and he learns at a decreased rate, but okay, which ones haven't I taken yet? Loot maybe? Level 3. Okay. So originally this this auto shoots, but it would auto aim prior. Sort of. Oh. Scared sausage, always a good one to grab. Lock that one in. Yeah, maybe I'll take the icicle. Isn't nearly as chill. You gotta aim. On the other hand, you get to prioritize targets. Like that tree. Harvesting's a good one to grab. Yeah. Lock that in. Lock that in. Just run, run, run. Good, got a goodie treasure there. Ooh, Radzilla. Those guys are always good. Yeah, legs. Eid. First, yep, that's a good one to take. And another one of those. And we go to the next one. Being a lucky guy, he's not getting good procs with this flute. Great chance. I'll take it. Good for a little bit of dodge. More damage for a little bit of HP. Lock that in. More trees. Yep. First guy. So the flute should be, as it kills enemies, it should be converting them into a friendly mob. Ooh, a goldfish. Nice. Bunch of extra dodge. I should probably throw more into harvesting. So, flute, hitting an enemy that has less than 65% health has a 15% chance of 15% chance to charm it for 8 seconds. Which is very handy in those 8 seconds. I'm going to hold that reroll. Hope I can hold that reroll. There we go. See the ghosty guy? That's what the flute is supposed to do. But a lot of this, well, low-level fodder and one-shot and most of it. Ooh, that's not good. So we want to be posting the trees for fruit and so that was a loot enemy. It would drop another treasure chest. And yeah, do that. Another icicle, will-o-wisp. Serpent tooth, one of the ones I need to pick up. I'll grab it. No, I'll lock it. I'll save it. Oh, yeah, toast that guy. I need to get some health regen going. Loot, 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 looty, loot, loot. Die faster. Okay. Oh yeah, a little bit more of that. A bit more of that. There's more of that. Power generator. Oh, these guys. These guys are a pain in the butt. So are their bigger brothers. Okay. Oh, that was close. Yeah, I guess take more luck. Ooh, loot worm is good. Blazamander's better. Nice. Yeah, more dodge. Frozen heart. Nice. Yeah, I'll take that. The loot worm will help. Lets me focus on running away and less on picking up stuff. Right, this is a swarm round. Hey, what's that I keep rolling? Oh, right. More elemental. Life steal. Oh yeah, Cyberball, definitely a good one for this this run, because that runs on luck. Okay. Sharp Tooth 2. Okay, in theory it should be healing me a bunch more, but this character is so slow on the combat. Oh, that sucked. Take the range hit. Definitely take the harvest hit. $38 a piece. Come on, dip, dip, dodge. Dip, dip, dodge. Doop, doop, doo. Okay, that's not a good spot to be. Not a good spot to be. Ah, crumbs. Okay. I want to chill a little bit before we end stream, so turning off manual aim. But gonna try lucky again. So go back to codex. Okay, that wasn't flute. So what is that? Bow staff? Must be bow staff. That's javelin. I'm pretty sure I've run javelin before. It's a spoon. That's a stick. Oh, +4 damage for every stick you have. Maybe I have to actually purchase it. Okay, lumberjack shirt, always a good option. Quarterstaff. We'll see what we roll up. Yeah, lumberjack shirt's great because trees are one shot. Yeah, take them. Yeah, up the attack speed. Oh, wow. Put that in, grab another quarterstaff. Because why not? Lucky monk. Not a very dodgy monk, but a lucky monk. Yeah, health. Oh, cauldron already. Oh, another penguin. Ah, harvesting. Just what I need. Yeah, more melee damage. This is a melee heavy build. Wow. Two things. 2 chests. Yes, lifesteal. Oh, wow. Lighthouse with engineering right off the top? Don't mind if I do. Yeah, attack speed is good. I wonder if I screwed my RNG though with getting all the quarterstaffs. Another 2 chests. Good haul. Padding, good. Lucky duck, good. Reroll. Armor, boxing glove. Yeah, energy bracelet. Get my stick. I want to take the guys with the bone out first because they heal. Another 2 chests at the end. Can we make it 3? Oh, just 2. Ooh, baby squid, always a good one. And an engineering or pocket factory. Guess I'm taking engineering track. Bone dice is always a good one. Starfish. Yeah, why not? Bonk dog. And a extra XP gain. Out. Okay, so pocket factory, for every tree I knock down, I get a turret. And what's wild is if you're playing this with more than 1 people and more than 1 person gets the pocket factory, it spawns a turret for each instance of pocket factory. And that just gets a little nuts. Not doing a lot of range damage anyways. Yeah, I'll take crit chance. Reroll. Yeah, more health. Bonk dog, CS. Quarterstaff, combined. Bowler hat, locked. Ghost axe. Accepted. Roll out. I wonder if luck dictates how much material gets dropped too. One, okay, book. Oh, I can afford to lose a couple luck. Speed or attack speed? Attack speed, dodge. Now merge the quarterstaff together and grab this level 3 ghost axe. Sacrifice 2 life steal. And a little bit of attack speed and crit chance. Sniper gun. Another clover. I can take the damage hit. Especially now that I have the ghost axe. If my quarterstaffs don't deal with everything first. As the ghost weapons will give you extra stat points as they kill stuff. So the ghost axe, it gives you extra damage for every so many mobs you kill. Then there's a ghost scepter, which does the same thing, but gives you health, and it's a long range. And then there is the it's a ghost flint dagger. That's another really good one. Ooh, coupon. I don't need the extra health or the extra luck. Definitely need the damage though. I can get rid of one of those and grab this sniper gun. Wow, 162? That from the sniper gun, or was that just a couple things got overlaid? Those ribby guys are not for my pleasure. I got something rocking 76 damage in here and a crit, so that's not bad. 162. Okay, sorry about that. Didn't wanna drop out like that, but it looks like my connection decided to crap out. But probably a good indicator of time to end the stream. So thanks everybody for coming, or thanks for everybody who came. I see everybody left when I disconnected, unfortunately. No, I will bid all a good night. Links for today's videos will be in the chat, and this VOD will be up on YouTube sometime soon. Everybody have a wonderful night. And from MachinistM, in Montibus ad Astra. See you in the stars.